Right there at the altar, in front of the pastor, the guests, and a man who thought he had everything figured out, the bride looked him in the eye and said the words no one expected. I don't. Then she threw the ring in the air, turned around and walked away in her white wedding gown. But what made her do that? What secret did she uncover just minutes before saying I do? This is not just a story of a broken wedding. It's a table of hidden truth, betrayal, and a woman's courage to say no. Emma had always dreamed of her wedding day. The flowers, the white dress, the man she believed was her destiny. David was that man. He was handsome, wealthy, respectful, and always knew what to say to make her heart melt. For 2 years, they dated, and to the outside world, they were the perfect couple. As the wedding day approached, Emma couldn't hide her joy. Everyone in town admired how lucky she was. David had gifted her a car just a week before the wedding, and he treated her like a queen in public. But what Emma didn't know was that behind his charming smile was a heart full of secrets. On the morning of their wedding, Emma's best friend, Sarah, arrived at the hotel where Emma was dressing up. Sarah looked pale and nervous. She had been avoiding Emma for days. And now, just hours before the wedding, she finally confessed something that would change everything. She held Emma's hand and said, Emma, I have been hiding something from you, but I can't stay silent anymore. David isn't who you think he is. Emma laughed nervously. What do you mean? She asked, adjusting her veil. Sarah continued. 3 months ago, I found out that David has another woman. Not just that, he has a baby with her. He's been paying her to keep quiet. I wanted to tell you, but he threatened me. He said if I ruin this wedding, I will regret it. Emma froze. She looked into Sarah's eyes and saw no lie. Where's your proof? She asked, shaking. Sarah handed her a small brown envelope. Inside were printed pictures of David holding a baby, standing beside a woman in another city. There were also chat messages and money transfer screenshots, all from David to the woman. Emma felt her heart collapse. She couldn't breathe. Everything in her head was spinning. The man she was about to marry had built their love on lies. But what shocked her even more was the final photo in the envelope. It was taken just 2 days ago. David was holding the woman by her waist and kissing her on the forehead. Emma felt something rise in her. It wasn't sadness, it was fire. It was strength. She stood up, wiped her tears, and said, he will hear my answer today in front of everybody. She wore her wedding dress, walked into the waiting car, and headed to the church like a queen going to war. The church was full. Every guest was dressed in their finest clothes. The choir was singing. The groom, David, stood proudly at the altar, smiling confidently, waiting for his bride. He had no idea what Emma knew. As the music changed and the doors opened, all heads turned to see the beautiful bride walking in. Emma looked breathtaking in her white gown, graceful, calm, but hiding a storm in her chest. She walked slowly down the aisle with her heart pounding like a drum. Her mother smiled from the front row. Her friends whispered, "She's so lucky." David smiled as she approached him, whispered, "You look perfect, my love." Emma smiled back, but it was a different smile, a knowing smile. The pastor began the ceremony. He said all the words, and then the moment came. Emma, do you take David to be your lawful wedded husband, to love and to cherish till death do you part? The room felt silent. Emma took a long breath. Then, in a loud and clear voice, she said, "No, I do not." The crowd gasped. David laughed awkwardly, thinking she was joking. "Emma, stop playing," he whispered. But Emma turned to face the girls. She raised her voice and said, "I came here today in love. I came in truth. But I just found out that this man has been cheating on me with another woman. He has a baby and he paid her to hide it. This is the man you all call perfect." The crowd was stunned. People whispered. Some shouted. David's face turned red. "Emma, stop it!" But Emma wasn't done. She reached into her dress and brought out the photos and messages Sarah gave her. She raised them up and said, "I have proof. I will not marry a liar. I will not marry a man who thinks I am a fool. Today, I say, I don't." She took off the ring, held it in the air, and threw it across the room. It hit the floor and rolled away. Emma turned, held her gown, and walked out of the church with her head held high. David stood frozen at the altar, humiliated in front of everyone. Outside the church, Emma took a deep breath. Her hands were shaking, but her heart was free. She had just walked away from the biggest lie of her life, but she walked away with her dignity, her truth, and her peace. As she stood by the roadside, cars passing by and people whispering, she smiled. For the first time in a long time, she wasn't pretending. She wasn't broken. She was becoming stronger. David tried calling her phone, but she blocked his number. His secret was out, and so was the mask he wore for years. Later that evening, Emma took off her wedding gown and sat alone by the window of her apartment, watching the stars. She whispered to herself, "God, thank you for saving me before it was too late." Moral lessons. It's better to walk away than to walk into a lifetime of pain. 2. Never ignore the truth, no matter how painful it is. 3. Courage is saying no when everyone expects you to say yes. 4. God can expose what's hidden right before the damage is done. 5. A broken engagement is better than a broken marriage. Thank you so much for watching this powerful story to the end. If this story touched your heart, please don't scroll away. So many people are living in lies and fear. Let this story encourage someone today. Please subscribe to my channel right now. More real, emotional, and life-changing stories are coming your way. Don't miss it. Tap the bell icon too, so you'll be the first to watch my next upload. I love you all. Thank you for being part of this journey. Stay safe, stay strong, and always listen to your spirit before saying I do.